Excellent.
Hi, I'm Sarah from Enthronement. I am the vocalist in the band, screaming and singing.
What are your biggest influences to write music?
I mean, definitely Courtney LaPlante from Spirit Box. I think you can take one look at me and be like, yeah, she likes Spirit Box. They're the reason this band exists. We started out doing, me and Alex, the guitarist, we kind of started out doing like a post-hardcore thing, and then I was like, oh, this is cool, but like, I don't know, I said something like, but you know, if it was just my thing, like you're not involved, I would do something like Spirit Boxy. And he was like, I'm down. And I was like, okay, so we're here. But she's definitely the main one. Other ones is like Make Them Suffer, Throne is a big one, especially in Crows. You can definitely hear that like Thal influence. Burials is also a big one. But yeah, those are the big ones.
Were you emo in high school?
I didn't have the scene hair. I think that my parents were too strict for that. I think that I had to like be a little bit more in the box, if that makes sense, of like what a girl is supposed to look like. So no in aesthetics, but I don't know. I had like the big fat skater shoes and shit. So that's as far as that goes, but no, I'm a huge poser. Like, I liked Evanescence and Linkin Park, and Rise Against was my favorite band. So, not really, but kind of.
Rise Against was hard.
Yeah, they were my favorite band forever.
What is the best taco place in Houston?
I don't know. My dad's Mexican. We just make tacos at home. Like,
You say your dad's tacos.
My dad's tacos. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I can't think of any because, like, I don't know. We don't eat out super often. It's mainly for like celebrating things because me and my husband are pretty frugal. So yeah, we try to like save that for like, dude, this place rules. Like, it's expensive, but let's go. You know.
What drives you to write music?
If I'm being real with you, it's to process my own trauma. Each one of our songs is me dealing with something, whether that be like trauma from my family, whether it be trauma from, I had this best friend that betrayed me and it really hurt for a really long time, and I wished just bad shit upon him because I wanted to feel in control of the situation in any way I could. So, I mean, it's been really therapeutic, and you know, I hope that through getting my trauma out into a medium that's helpful and not destructive to me, people can connect with that and be like, yo, I wanted something bad to happen to my abuser too, or to like just this asshole who like did something wrong to me, you know? The Mirror is especially, that was like the first one I wrote. And that one was especially therapeutic. Just dealing with some family stuff and, you know, possible narcissism and, you know, like expecting me to be the same as them in a way. So yeah, I think it's a lot of that. It's a lot of processing trauma. And I think that also a big part of it is like women's anger and celebrating that, almost not celebrating necessarily anger, but women have been stifled for so fucking long, and it's not attractive to be angry. It's not attractive to like say, you know, like, fuck this, I'm out. But now we're seeing a resurgence of that, especially with like, you know, coming all the way from the Riot Girl movement all the way to here, where women in metal like Courtney LaPlante are coming in and they're badass, and it doesn't matter who you are, you're like, yeah, I can get into that. So I want to inspire, especially like younger girls, to get into the fucking metal scene and to like not stifle themselves and to use their anger in a way that's good for their own personal change or the change of others.
Good message.
Yeah, it was a long ass answer.
Hey, that was a good ass answer. That was like top 3 desert island bands. So trapped on a desert island. You get 3 bands to listen to.
Shit. I mean, you already know the first one. Spirit Box is going to be the first one for me. Probably Wage War is another one. I'm a big metalcore person, so there you go. The third one, though. Okay, I'm breaking the mold. It's Florence and the Machine. Yeah, I adore her. Oh wait, no, but then Fleetwood Mac is also an option, and like, I hate to do this, but like, Spirit Box, Stevie Nicks slash Fleetwood Mac, and then Florence and the Machine. Sorry, Wage War, I love you.
You gotta get that. You're on a desert island.
True,
You can't
true.
fucking just mosh the whole time.
Exactly.
If you could have one superpower, what would it be?
My first instinct is to say, like, you know, like the movie Click, where you can like pause and then like rewind. I have ADHD, so I feel like I constantly just kind of word vomit, and I don't think before I say some stuff sometimes. And I'm like, shit, like, you know, so like it'd be cool to be like redo, but then again, like, I feel like if I were to do that, then I wouldn't be the person I am, and like I wouldn't learn from shit. I would just like constantly be like, no, try again, you know. It would be useful to pause time when like getting ready though. So I don't know. I don't want to fly. I'm scared of heights. Fuck. I mean,
That's a good one, honestly.
Sure, cool, okay.
Like, I'm over here thinking, like, dude, that would be fucking sick. Redo shit. But then you brought that up. Like,
Yeah,
but
but
the same person. Like, fuck, you just blew my mind. I'm like, damn, that is a bad. There's like moderation.
True. I mean,
True.
I do have the urge to just set things on fire when people make me upset, so maybe there's that too. I don't know. I don't know if I even answered your question.
No, that was a good one. I like it.
Okay.
What would you tell your past self?
To start, in general, whatever I'm trying to do to start. I think I spent a lot of time, especially with screaming, and I think a lot of people do this, where they're like, it's not perfect, it's not like what I want it to be, especially with screaming, like, fucking everybody hurts themselves at first, you know, like you're just not doing things right because you don't know how to feel it in your throat, or not in your throat, in your diaphragm, or like whatever, right? Don't scream from your throat. You know, like if I would have started just like every day for 5 minutes, like write something, whether it be like a poem or lyrics or something like that. Not that I think that writing lyrics is like very like difficult for me a lot of the time, because I'm just like, this sucks, so I'm gonna write about it, you know? But I don't know, I think it would be more of a muscle memory. And I think that I do that with a lot of things. I'm like, I wanna do this, and then I just kind of think about it for a while and I don't actually do it. And so, yeah, I think do it.
Do you have any pre or post show rituals?
Oh yeah. I mean, the main thing is warming up, like prior to the show, for about 15-ish minutes. I can't really do more than that, or else I'll start to kind of feel that like that fatigue. But I am a self-proclaimed vocal nerd, so there's a series of warm-ups I do. There's a series of stretches I do. You know, relieve like all the tongue tension. Do that for like a minute until like that's all stretched out. Move the cartilage around, things like that. So that's really the main thing, making sure that my vocal health is good, making sure that I'm not hurting myself when I'm on stage, right? After the show, I really need to be better about this, but I've been trying to do some like warm downs, or cool downs, I should say. just some little ones, just like, oh, you know, just kind of doing some like little things like that, that just kind of tell my body like, okay, we're shutting down the vocals now, right? Drinking water, drinking anything that is like gonna hydrate my body after all of that like stress that I've put on myself on stage. But other than that, not really, aside from changing out of my stage outfit immediately into sweatpants. Like, this may look cool, but after the show, I'm like, no, I gotta be comfy.
First album you bought with your own money.
It's the one that's like, that has like, that's the way it is. That's the way it is. That one. That's horribly sung. But it was that one. And I remember listening to that shit constantly when I was like 7, I don't know. Yeah, so I didn't get into, well, that's not true. My dad's favorite band is Linkin Park and has been forever, since basically the first album. So like, my dad was a huge influence on me with rock. So I'm pretty sure like after that was probably like Hybrid Theory or Meteora.
What's your band name mean?
Okay, so a lot of this band, well, we literally say like the elevator pitch is like, we make music for the dark, divine, feminine. A lot of my interests, you know, like aside from music stuff, is like spirituality and religion. Doesn't necessarily have to be like any one religion, but as far as just spirituality, occultism is one of my huge interests. I have a ton of books on traditional witchcraft and the Golden Dawn and Thelema, all of these different frameworks that I don't necessarily even practice. I'm more of like an armchair occultist, but I have one book in that realm. It's from a publisher called Scarlet Imprint. They're amazing. And I was looking for influences for a band name, and I opened up this book. I think it's called Holy Diamond or Daemon. Can never get that name right. And it was like the enthronement of some name. I'm guessing it's like a demon. And I was like, that's pretty cool. So I like texted Alex and I was like, enthronement ? And he was like, that's badass. And then it was born. But it kind of went deeper than that after, weirdly enough, because like enthronement means like you are being enthroned into like a queen, right? So like my whole deal is inspiring women to like release their righteous anger, right? So it kind of is giving the power back to like where it was stolen, basically. So it has a lot of meaning just past that, at least in my brain.
Are you a poser?
Oh yeah, I'm a huge poser. Dude, like I didn't really even start screaming until like, well, that's not true. I did start before I got into Spirit Box, but like I got into Spirit Box and I was like, oh shit, this is metalcore. This is incredible. Women can scream? I didn't know women can scream. Oh my God. And like, that's what started the whole thing for me. Before then, it was like pop punk, post-hardcore, metal, but like stoner metal. Yeah, I was big into like The Sword. They were my favorite band for a while too. So yeah, it was really them that started it all. And so that was only a few years ago. I'm a huge poser.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That's insane, actually. Would have never guessed The Sword at all.
I love The
Dope.
Sword.
I fucking love them.
I love them. I'm so
Love them
fucking
Fridays,
sad.
actually.
Yo, really?
Yeah, it was badass. It's tight.
Yeah. No, I've seen them a few times, and they both both times knocked it out of the park.
That's sick. The last thing I got for you, if you want to plug like the EP or like anything coming up, whatever you got.
Yeah. A few days from this day ago, a few days ago, easier way of saying that. We just released our debut EP called A World Not Made for Us. It's on all streaming platforms. Go check it out. We're on social media everywhere except for YouTube at Enthronement TX, Enthronement Texas. On YouTube, we're just Enthronement. So look us up.